from Metropolitan International University. I was following seriously, and I've been touched so much as a youth. If I ask a question, I'm an interested leader. I've served in the guild office as duty president for 2 years. I don't know, some may say that I resemble someone. Anyway, my question is, how can we make sure that, like red color, like my suit, I got, I started getting admired this red color when I started making research about China. But today I'm seeing as if some people have made it. When some people see, they think about you are part of the violence and such kind of things. Should we leave the red color or... Anyway, how can we make it like fit in the society again? That's my question.
Good afternoon to you all. I would like to first thank our speaker for the great lecture, for the great motivation he has endowed to us. My name is Monza Chris once again. Good afternoon. And my question I would like to pose to our speaker is, we as youths, we as the future, we as the holders of Uganda in the next generations to come, where would you love to place us in the next 20 years? By this I mean, what platforms can we utilize? Because most of us are sitting on ideas, most of us are sitting on talents, but there is always that challenge we all face. Me as Moms and Chris, I always find the challenge of sharing, of developing the ideas we share down in our Kabosi groups. We want to clearly see where we can place our ideas into reality. We can share our ideas, but how sure are we that those ideas won't be stolen from us? Those ideas will be put into a reality, not a dream, because we are fantasizing on lots of ideas. Thank you.
Asante sana.
Good afternoon. My name is Charles Morris. I am Patriotic, but also a Pan-Africanist. In your absence, Mr. Mukari, highly recognized a lot of students and as youth in patriotism and in the good of our country. But I want to assure you that youth have played a big role from the days of the maid of holiness, the medieval history, to the students' struggles, as you have read in your books, that we say think tanks, they base on reading. But I want to assure you that somehow, somewhere, we as students have been ignored, I don't know, in a way. I want to, first of all, bring the sense of management to Makerere University, where I also serve at the GRC of the School of Languages, Literature and Communication in the Guild House. As Makerere students, we do not have that think tank you're talking about. Let me also introduce you to a new word, a bully pulpit. I do journalism and communication, and at our department we had a radio station, Campus FM, where we would get people from different colleges, corners, say that everywhere there are people who do their research and who do projects that say that they have these civil engineers. We come and we bring all that to the attention of the students and the country at large. But now that radio station has been off air for about 5 years. We have been struggling for it, but the UCC says, no, we do not have any other frequencies for Kampala, which I find a bit cynical and a lie to my understanding. But now we have resorted to online TVs and what, which do not appeal to many, and we are also still pushing for them. So, my is that you should recognize the role of us as students and give us more attention. Thank you very much.
Asante sana.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm called Zab Moshar, medicine student, and also culture minister as well. My question goes to Professor, as most of us I think we are Pan-Africans. I grew up in an area where I just listened to Kirakura, and also know him very well. Most Pan-Africans claim the whites have a bigger mission of undermining us Africans in general. My question goes to the people on the high table in front of us. Why would they be undermining us and be funding 90%, if not 100% of the research done at Makerere? And most of you, if you need to know, research is what they use to rank Makerere's number in Africa, not any of the other government programs, not that. It's the research and the publications done by the professors and others. So that is my question. Why would the same people we claim to be undermining us be helping us in research to solve our problems?
Asante sana.
Thank you so much, Professor. They say politics and economics rule the world. For me, I have a question, a confusion, a concern about dictatorship and democracy and economic empowerment. For example, whenever people are given a chance to decide for themselves in a group, in most cases they make wrong decisions. For us, it is not about the type of governance that really matters to me, but it's the economic empowerment of the people. Why is it that we are always succumbing to the pressures of the foreign world? Because for me, I would see that in case we develop our own leadership strategies, we just need deliberate dictatorships who have genuine concerns and interests for their countries, so they move ahead. But otherwise, if we keep on dialoguing with these guys, they will not help us. To me, I think Africa needs African solutions, leaders who will come with a deliberate mind to put ahead the interests of Africa, not just succumbing to their pressures. I want to, in terms of deciding, can we go with economic empowerment or democracy, as they say?
Asante sana.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have a simple question. I interact with the youth so much on these platforms. But when you see the debates, the type of debates, many of them, they think what the media has already sold. What the media tells them is what they go with. And of course, as you were talking about the populism, the drivers of those missions of populism are the ones who influence the contents of the media. But the students, especially these university students, have failed to critically always think about that. I'm asking a question. Is the problem of not critically thinking is the problem with the lecture, the professor, today's professors or today's student? Yeah, thank you.
Asante sana.
Thank you very once again, my name is Olivia Kansima from Patriotic University Junior Campus. I'll first comment about something. You know, when you are born unlucky, even when you attend a certain function, they begin distributing sodas. They earn from you. The crate is done, it's over. They bring another crate. They begin from another corner, they leave you. What am I trying to mean here? I was the first person to raise the hand. Others followed. But when they were beginning to give the microphone to people, they began from other people. They gave that chance to other people to speak. So my question goes first to the former speaker, sir. When he was addressing us, he talked about how patriotism has been connected through various institutions. As a representative from Makerere Jinja campus, I met these guys at Makerere Jinja campus when it was the orientation week. That's when leaders of patriotism came to our campus. They addressed us, the elected leaders, people who were to represent these students in the patriotism. I was elected with some other guy who seems not to be active, and I told him, my dear, if you're not ready to work with me, serve the people, please, you can step down. That's why I'm here alone. So my question is, these people, when they elected us, they assured us that they are going to be supporting us behind. Of course, I was a first-year student. I was still new. I didn't know much about what is taking place in the campus. This team that came there promised us, because they left the contacts in the guild's office, we didn't have any chance how to access these things. I waited as the elected chairperson, Patriotism, to hear a word from this group. I didn't see anything moving. So how are you going to represent, how are you going to show up that I'm a patriotic, and how are you going to lead these people? Because you don't have any backup behind. Because we formed a list, we brought members, we wanted these people to come. On that day, they were assuring us, people, we are behind you. I waited for these people's voice. Of course, when they say that where you find smoke, there must be fire. And this time I was seeing fire, smoke, but no fire. I was just looking at smoke, but I was not seeing where fire was coming from. So, another issue. When we are looking, what I want to address right now, when we are in Uganda right now, of course we are Ugandans, I'm a Ugandan, and I'm proud to say that I support NRM, and I vote my thing. So, what do I mean here? I don't just wake up and support somebody. I support somebody because of his capability, the ability, the potential of somebody. Is he able to represent me? Is this person possessing the capabilities? Is this person well equipped with the skills? Therefore, I urge my fellow youth, when you're standing up, you're going to support somebody. First, look at this person. Is he possessing all the qualities of being a leader? On this note, I therefore urge ladies, please don't sit down because President Museveni brought equality. Men, women, and men have to be equal. But how are you equal when you're not rising up to raise your issues? You're just seated on your capabilities, your abilities, because President Museveni gave you opportunities. A woman has to be given a chance also to lead. But how are you going to lead people that when you're not ready to stand in front of these people and present their views, the issues? I will bring about this point. When we are in Makerere Jinja campus, when we were electing the new cabinet, cabinet. Very many people had come up and are looking at the guild, how these ministerial posts are going to be distributed. I had a certain guy who was coming up as the guild president. He was on a ticket of people power. I didn't support him because he was on a ticket of people power, but I supported him because I saw him as a capable leader. I was behind him, I supported him, and he went through. But when it reached to distributing posts, people were like, how can a first-year student become the vice guild? That one cannot. I called people to calm down. What do you possess to what are you trying to show us that this girl is a first-year student and cannot be the vice guild president? I asked this person, you see, even when we are in the government of Uganda, President Museveni cannot just wake up from nowhere because you have your capabilities, you're seated on there, and think this person can work for me better. If you're not able to come and utilize those chances, of course you're going to be left behind. Therefore, my dear young ladies and gentlemen, let's come up. This is our nation. Let's not move with this noise that is taking place in Uganda. Just somebody comes from nowhere because he's a fan of everyone. Yes, you are a fan, but are you able to do what to do for me what I'm lacking? It's like when you elect a member of parliament, like a mayor, let me assume a mayor. He's renting, but he's coming up as a mayor. So what do you expect this person to use your funds for? He's renting. Once he is given these funds, is he going to construct something or is going to build his own house?
Thank you. We had talked of 5 people, so in the interest of time. But quickly, I want to answer a question. Guilty as charged. Yes, my team came to some of your universities. We had a plan. And we registered students. We were supposed to keep in contact, but due to some logistical issues and also institutional support, it was not so clear. Somehow, it took us time, I think almost 2 years, because we're in first year, now we're in third year. So, yeah, we're in second, so it's a year. It's not too late. That's how we came up with this dialogue. Because we went to the sitting, we went to the planning table, we engaged our bosses, and now they were ready to support us. So we are not going to abandon you. And you can see now the top management is here, the communication department is there, so we are going to remain in touch. If you need guidance, we shall be there with you. And this time things I think are clear. That's why we are asking for your input, and that's why we called everyone and we have all the different coordinators from different institutions. So we are really sorry about that.
Okay. I think in terms of writing, when we are being taught how to write a composition, they taught us that you start with the most important point, and then that's how we were taught in primary and secondary. Then you end with the least important point, and even on parties you hear last but not least. Now, later we ask, if the main point is given at the beginning, why should you wait for another point? Why should you wait for the last point? Why should you wait for the last point? Do you know why the guest of honor comes last and leaves last and first? The guest of honor comes last because he's mulingwa, is the awaited. How can you be the guest of honor and you are there in the chair first? You must come last. I hope you understand. So when you are writing a composition at this level, or when we are writing a book, the climax does not come at the beginning. It's like dancing, you don't start by this. No, you start slowly, until when you reach the climax. Why do you think that you came last? You came last, you were chosen last, because you are the one elected.
Asante sana.
And you come from far. You cross the river Nile. And finally, you are a firebrand. Whether we like it or not, no one would like to cross your road. No one would like to cross your road because you are too resilient. You don't sit on your rights. You can even encroach on other people's rights. The way you encroach on other people's rights. Yeah, so in writing a book, the main point comes last. In the function, these days, not in P7, in the functions, the Bagore come last. And if there is any guest of honor coming to honor that one, like the president, they will first enter, and then the guest of honor will come last. And in terms of going, always learn that order. You are the guest of honor. Don't wait to drink alcohol with them. Even if they give you wine, those wines on the high table are not for opening. They are for decoration. Even soda is for decoration. You ask them to get you soda from when they're serving others, get the soda and drink it. Supposing that soda or that beer is laced with poison. You drink that one, that remains for the people who prepare after the function, that they take it for clearance. I hope now you understand. So you are the guest of honor, you come last, and then you go first. If they are eating, you put their very little, you eat quickly, and if not quickly, nothing, not slowly, but there's nothing to eat anyway. You are eating the plate, and then you go first. Even if you don't have anywhere, then you go to a hotel. You are supposed to have eaten before coming after all. So, Madam Guest of Honor, this was your day. There are some questions, and there were 6, and I will not do much justice to them, but repeat them for you so that you understand them. The one was the red color. It is true, I also had a very good stain, and these days I have very good retaining. Red, and the trousers is red with the other colors and so on and so forth. The question which you are asking, now, when that one came, then there was another one of women. Now, these ones were wearing, what is this color? Which looks like this. It's not white, but cream. Women started now wearing cream, they went to church, and they were saying it was political protest. I asked myself, will Ugandans wear anything? Because you had red, you had blue, you had yellow, you had all this, and people are associating them with political parties. If we have 50 political parties, then we shall have a duplication even in political colors. So this young man asks a good question, which is constraining my shirt. I bought it, I haven't worn it. In fact, I shared, we got one for myself, another one for my brother, I made 2. I don't know what to do. And that is a question which needs to be resolved at the political level. What about these colors? Why should people be constrained from wearing their clothes? Because their political colors which will be associated with them. What will happen because they don't have more money to buy more colors? The same goes to these people who invent new political parties. They are inventing our economies. Let them get multicolors so that we can wear with, they can wear, we can wear and move on. So the original color was red for Soviet Union, for China. It was red. And it was a good color. All of a sudden, now you have different colors, and they seem to be coming from CIA. You put on TVs, you see red everywhere, same color. This one of one another. It's not only here, everywhere. It is now seems it is an invasion, different type of red, but for CIA. So where do we fall? Shall we next? Another color will come. I don't know whose color. I don't know which color. So shall we wear clothes? That's the question. How do we break this crucible? We are now like in a hot pot. Must we continue changing clothes all the time? Someone will choose white. So what will happen to the Babole? That's a question which I don't have any answer for. Because that you can be politically mistaken. If there is a fracas in town, the red can come or the yellow can come and the other group comes, they pass for you, constitution, I'm not part of it, you will pay them with your blood. The ones chasing them might end up with you. I hope you understand. Although you are not part of it, you might not be part of it. So that's a question that remains with us. The next one is also without any answer. The youth with the platform. Which platforms can youth use for sharing views? That there are certain platforms he has identified, but now sharing views takes us back to this notion of social media, which to me is not social media but anti-social media. If you wanted to know, these sites we use are not our sites. They are constructed by intelligence organizations. That's why I left Yahoo. Yahoo, I found, was for CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. It's the one who set it up. Anyway, why did you ask yourselves, why should an individual set up a platform for others and call it social media? An individual, can you do it? Why do you think others can do it? There are others who want to correct our views, our thoughts, the way we think, the way we operate. They also correct all data about us, including the color, the shape of the pupil in the eye, the DNA and so on and so forth. They know you. If you are on social media, everybody knows you. Even if you have never sent a photograph, they know where you are. Even now, they know if your phone is off, they know where you are. The only thing they are doing now is just, why are all these people congregated in the same place? And why aren't they using the phones? Now, as we talk, all the intelligence organizations all over the world are asking about you. Where are you today? When you switch on, they will know. I hope now you understand. There's nothing social media about what you think are social media. They are not. They are just sites for gathering information for the central, for the spying organizations of the world, the powerful ones. You don't have satellites. You don't have satellites. You remember a Cambridge Analytica? You have seen that? You see, you go to TVs, type in, not TV, but computer data, type in Cambridge Analytica and see what it did to Britain, see what it did to American elections. Then you will say, that is Facebook. They are being charged how much? $5 billion? Something like that, for violating, giving out information of 2 billion people during elections. Things are not as it as that. So the platform is there, there are platforms, but those are not sufficient. And I think we might think ingenuously of other platforms where the youth, both the educated and the uneducated, the youth and the others of like minds can meet and discuss. This is one of the forums. This is a forum. This is a forum. I'm sure you know that. We are discussing, you might not be articulating everything, but at least we are sharing certain views and you can see the fireworks and so on and so forth. So, let's also ask the Secretariat to go and think ingenuously how it can have more forum of this nature and others, so that the people can meet even in their regions for discussions on these issues. I hope they are listening to me very well. And then they are asking, how can we ensure, or how can they ensure that their views are not stolen? You can ensure that your views are not stolen if it is mouth to mouth. Also lips to lips, mouth to mouth becomes resuscitating when someone is dying and you begin. No, lips to lips. You speak to someone, he speaks to the ear, and so on and so forth. Some of these things are applied like that. In modern situations, don't divulge certain things on these machines. If you want to know, type it down now what? ISIL. Type that the word ISIL and send it and keep quiet. Just type that word. Osama bin Laden is dead, but put there Al-Qaeda and the C on your phone and the C. Just type it there. Or some other needed thing and wait. Don't do anything else and say. By the end of the day, you will be tracked. You will be tracked by satellite and so on and so forth. So, I hope now you understand. You are praying with what you don't know. You are not even praying with fire. It's not a toy. It is something that will be on your neck. It's a toy which is too dangerous. I hope now you understand. So, those are two of the things that you have raised. So we shall discuss some of these things. We shall keep them in our heads. We shall be discussing them without diverging. Don't say, this is what was discussed, sending messages on your phones. It's not necessary. You don't work for intelligence organizations outside. You don't work for KGB, you don't work for Mossad, you don't work for CIA. They don't send you. So don't send messages. If you want, you can talk. Talk in your language. And sometimes you don't even need to say words directly. Use the other words. Because that's what they use. So don't be sources of information when you are not needed and you are not paid. No one has hired you. I hope you understand. Play less with these machines, because everything that you do is just you are ready. Even if you delete, it's too late. Even if you delete, then they go in terms of thinking beyond what you are putting across. Strategic thinkers. They are there, analyzing everything. Next, need to recognize the role of students and give them more attention. Definitely, not only students, youth also need to be given attention. But although they play roles in struggles, you don't have the stamina. The youth don't have the stamina. They have the courage to do things very quickly, like during strike. You can battle it with the police. When lunch comes, you go. I'm sure you're not talking about some of you have seen the strikes. The police go, and as if you had agreed that at lunchtime you must depart. Who tells you that at lunch the strike ends? Then you wait for the following day. Because it is inherent in the youth that they can do things, they have the energy, but they don't have the stamina. That's how it is. Nature has made it in such a way that at your age, you can run 1,000,000 kilometers within 1 second and finish. But long races require time. I hope you understand. That's why when they give you an exam, it is stopped at no more than 3 hours. But for me, I can do an exam. For us, we can do an exam. You go, you find us doing the thing. We continue. By the time we come back, we have written a book. Some of you have seen my book. We have written a book. You say, how did you write it? My friend, for us, you have learned to do things slowly by slowly to the end. You do your coursework and finish. When you finish, you will learn the method. For you want the results the same day. For us, we don't want results the same day. Even when we put there, say, a requisition for payment, for us, we know it's going to take so long. For you, you want the money there and then. You don't get it, you're on strike. And then in the morning, the following morning, you don't have energy even for the strike. That's how it is. It is the way it is. Am I telling lies? Yeah. So, the energy is there, but the stamina is not there. You can't have the stamina because it's the nature of development. So, there are things you will do. That's why even when you go to the military at a certain age, they can't be, you can't be in 20s and you are promoted to a certain rank. No. You first exhaust those energies. You can't command when you are in 20s. You want to be commanded and then controlled. And when you are in your 30s, 40s, then there you have learned control. That's why when you are driving, one of you want to go to accelerator to increase speed. But the driver says the one teaching you will teach you the speed is this, what you need to do is to be on the brake. See why? They will say, if you don't know how to brake, you can never learn how to drive. That the driving is braking. I hope now we understand. Brake, 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 brake. So it will be like that. The youth are active in revolutions at the height of it, but the thinkers, the planners, and those who execute afterwards are not the youth. There is the driving force and then the moving force. They constitute the moving force, but not the leading force. I hope you understand. So you are very important. You can't have a revolution without youth. All categories, the educated, the uneducated, what and what and what, and even those yet to be born. You can't have a revolution without them. But at the same time, they can't be in leadership. If you relinquish leadership to the youth, then you have lost it all. It's like relinquishing leadership to those who do not know. Like making you a driver of a plane now. Where Uganda Airlines has a plane. Supposing we chose this young man in a red suit, but that's not red. And he said pilot it because you can see and we all enter it. I can see you entering the plane. I can't see you entering that plane. I hope you understand what I mean. You can't enter it because you know you are going to air straight. Not dive. Next. And I've taken too much time. On the question of youth being marginalized, it's not marginalization. It is that we have our responsibilities as students. Students at at university have a responsibility of academics. Even when we are on the radio, this young man was in Konya House, and the one time I was interviewed there, I had an interview. Still, when you are there, it is training. You are being trained to do this and this. So training facilities should be available. But should they not be availed, although I'm not speaking for anybody, should they not be availed here, then there will always be other alternatives. That's why we send students for internship to different places, or placements. And this now has become a practice in this country. So, having no radio does not make you less prepared to be a journalist in the future. In fact, it makes you even be better because you work under hardships. The very fact that I came from a church school in a remote area where we didn't know even how a car looks like does not mean that I'm not here now to come back at Makere. That I also drive if I so wish. But I do walking more than driving, more walking than driving. So whether you are switched off or not, that will be 100. But you can also talk to them and they influence others who are in office. In a case, really, the radio is needed so much. I hope you understand. The one who raised that. So you should know that youth are a transitory category. You are transiting. The same, especially students. You are here 3 years, 4 years. If you are doing medicine 5 years or 6, then you go. You stay here as a youth. And you what? You must move from here, go to another stage. Always remember that. Youth, especially students, are a transitory category. You are transiting from nursery, primary, secondary, university. You can go for masters, PhD, but you are still transiting. Like transit goods. I hope you understand. That's why you are not a social category like a class. You can't be said to be workers. You are not workers. You are students. You are not professors. For us, we are workers. We can fight what for this, or you can be held accountable for not teaching you, but you can't be held accountable for not studying. You simply go home and say, for me, I've abandoned, let my head remain as it is. God will take care of me. Now, if having ambition to control, now this question of Pan-Africanism is very interesting. Why are the empirists helping us in research? That's a good question. I don't have answers for that. Because the one who poisons you cannot be a curer of your ailment. A witchcraft man or woman, the one who gives you the other medicine which comes invisibly to attack you, cannot be the same person to exorcise that witchcraft from you. I hope you understand. So imperialism can never help us. That was the question he was posing. Can never help us in solving our problems. That's why IMF, World Bank, WTO and others complicated our situations instead of solving them when they brought us structure adjustment programs and so on and so forth. So your question is valid. Your question is valid. And you are saying, as a strategic thinker, as a think tank, that we must develop our own capacities, run away from those who claim to be helping us to overcome our problems. In other words, you are talking of intellectual or mental liberation. I agree with you. I don't do research with them anyway. I don't publish with them normally. I publish in other sites, as you will see when you go to my site. Now, we're not going to dictatorship. Can we go with economic empowerment or democracy? Democracy is these days Mudomo. You know Mudomo? Unasikia Mudomo? And I'm going to finish in 1 minute so that my colleague comes in. He must be worried. Mudomo is rich. That's democracy. In Tanzania, they call it tumbocracy. Tumbocracy in Uganda is plutocracy or endocracy in Chica, but the endo is also in English meaning internal. So now, that's one. Empowerment economically is a notion which comes under neoliberalism, which aims at derailing us. If you are economically empowered, but you are politically disenfranchised, then you don't have any economic empowerment. The two go hand in hand. What I can say is that economics and politics are inseparable. Yeah, they are married. They are inseparable. I hope we are together. Inseparability of economics and politics. I talked of OTT. OTT was introduced politically, but it brings in money. Taxes are political methods of collecting economic what? Resources by the state. I hope now we are together. So the two are inseparable, and we must, in thinking, see liberation of politics and economics together. I'm talking of liberating our all spheres of political spheres, economic spheres, even intellectual spheres and other spheres. Finally, youth following this debate set by the media and the students have failed either critical thinking and so on and so forth. Is the problem with the professors or with the students? The students, as I said, are still in that transitory category. They are experimenting with ideas. The guidance has come from their mentors. It goes without saying. But sometimes where the debates cannot be initiated elsewhere, then the only alternative is what they can use. And what they can use are the debates on the radio, the debates in the media, the debates, different media, including the press and so on, electronic and so on and so forth. That's one of the sources. The other one can be initiated by the state and the state organs. Then you can also have foreigners initiating. For example, you know that the red tops we are talking about, this one today, the ones you see in Libya, sorry, not Libya, Libya is on fire, you know that, but in Sudan. These people you see in Sudan, they will tell you, those who know, that the thing started from America. The woman you saw standing on the vehicle, commanding everybody, a Muslim woman, okay, commanding in Khartoum, had started in America, then funded, come after being deployed. She came to Dubai, was there for some months, then she flew, That's what I heard. She flew to Juba, by plane to Juba, then she went by road to Khartoum, and so were others. So when you hear such, then you know that the debate is being shaped elsewhere. Of course, the debates even here have been shaped elsewhere. IM brought in structure adjustment programs. Those were shaped from Washington, D.C. in America. All these other debates, most of the debates are coming from outside. But we have our own debates which we have to start now initiating. So critical thinking, my brother, will start, or has started, but now it's going to start on broad base, and we shall not use internet, or we shall not use social media. We shall use other methods to deal with these matters. We have to handle them internally, but critical issues, including, for example, the oil, the refinery of oil in Hoima, and so on and so forth. It's time, if these guys don't want to get out the oil, they get out of the country. They said they have invested. If they have invested, it's not something that is going to errata for sleeping babies. Either they get the oil and on our agreed terms or something like that. But to do that requires also to read. We have to read. However, can you? No. You have studies. So first handle the studies, but others now must initiate the debate. That's why I can stop. I thank you.
Asante sana. Yongeza tena.
Thank you, Prof. I always have the honor of getting new knowledge. Whenever I go to his office, I always get a lecture, a new lecture. That's why I'm always excited to be part of his lectures. Very insightful. So in the interest of time, I think I will request the people at the high table to serve lunch, and we shall try our best. I don't know whether we shall have working lunch to keep up with the time, but to depend from the advice from the. I'll get guidance. But for now, we would want to, maybe we have someone to bless the food. This time, I was about to say, let's have our sisters, but they are fasting, so it's not fair.
They can pray for us.
They can still pray for us and we eat on food and be nice. Okay, let's have a gentleman praying for us. Have we got prayer?
Let's respect the will. Let us stand up and pray. Thank you for this morning, for this session. Pray that you bless the professor that has blessed us this afternoon. Your prayers are going to take our lunch, let it nourish our bodies, let it give us strength and power. Bless the hands that have prepared it, bless the people that are going to serve, bless us all and those who funded the lunch in the name of Jesus Christ, our bread and blood. Amen.
So you'll be told, just sit down. You'll be told when to set the serving point. I'm sure we shall take various required. Thank you so much.
I have some clarification for our guest of honor, High Excellency from Ginger. Yes, he was raising a serious concern. That is very identified. And it affects our operation in terms of vibrance of these study groups in the institution. I saw a lot of high expectations. If we didn't allow her to speak, they wouldn't be managed. Because I was imagining her seeing a lot of follow-up, preparing me, come back and train us. But that one should be in our minds, that this forum is for empowering you to be strategic. It's not about strategic thinking. And unless you unlock that from your brain, it will automatically be very hard in managing your own homestead. Because the visitors who will come in, you will have other expectations from you, especially in helping them to achieve that. So the point I want to say here is that the concern of the sister about expectations from us should not only be limited to us, but seeking for how best we can manage. But I guess that she needs more capacity to even mobilize. Even telling this one, you go around and you go alone, may not help you. But you also need to have others on the board. Right-minded thinking. You may not need a confrontation, but one or the other will understand you. If you had what Professor was saying about that idea of debates, how to make India what? Great. If it is domesticated in our institution, in what we are seeing, then we shall unlock that for this program. That's what I want to clarify from the High Excellency. Yes. And I'm watching her seriously. That one may not miss the gold paper of 2021. Ambition is yes.
Thank you, sir. And then maybe we need to be creative Like one way of being creative in terms of how we can maybe make these study groups more active. I see most of these campuses are within Kampala. I think if you wrote early, you would even be beefed up with some of like the top management. Can come to Denje campus, for instance, Kampala campus. Like Makerere here, the other day we had some sensitization program for two courses, first year and second year. So it's up to you how you can be active in your respective ideological study groups. Enjoy your lunch.
Would confuse us as we are supposed to pass this side. When you come in, Speed yache boleh kiri algo papa boleh kiri algo nggak semua